Have you wondered what it's like to work with Robin? Have you pondered the transformation that happens when you live a life that is truly free and clear? Have you envisioned the results? Well, I'm Amber, and come with me today because we're going to speak to some of her clients, and they'll take you on a journey from doubt, scarcity, fear, into finally breaking those patterns and truly thriving. So let's go. Hi, I'm here with George. He was a client of Robin's. You've really gone through quite a transformation, George.
Yes.
Yeah. Can you take us back to when you first heard of Free and Clear Connections and what your experience was?
About a year and a half ago, I was having coffee in the lobby. I met Robin. I was suffering with the gout. And we started talking, and she said, what she does. So we started doing sessions, and I did one or two, and then, like, why? I feel different. I don't know what I'm feeling, but I feel different.
Mm-hmm.
So I started doing it faithfully every week, because if I do something, I'm going to do it all the way. So as I was doing it, I just started feeling happier and more in touch with myself. And I suffered a lot from PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder, which was really bad. And after, let's see, 2, 3, 4 sessions, we were working basically on the gout where she was like touching me, and it just felt good.
Let's go back. Let's go back to before you met Robin. What was your life like before, and what led you to that transformation?
I had lost my wife 5 years ago,
I'm so
and
sorry.
I was just going through a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I had to make a lot of changes quick. My son was going to school. She passed. He was going to school, and I got separated from him with the school and my dog and everything. It was just, everything was happening.
A lot at once,
Yeah.
it sounds like, yeah.
So I needed to get realigned, and Robin helped me do that. We were like once a week. Then I think I was even doing it twice a week at times. So the first experience, was to get rid of the pain, but I had to fix the brain first. So nothing was really happening where the pain was going away. And I'm always there. I've always been the holistic studying and one brain session, other things. But this seemed different. And, what was nice is she just didn't see me for the hour. She became in my life, which I see she does with a lot of clients.
Yeah.
Because you need her there to help explain, because I don't know what I'm experiencing. So after we got, fast forwarding, after we got all through that, she would call me and tell me, how she does remote healing, which I believe it, I don't believe it, I don't know. I followed it. So I'm laying in bed, and she said, just send me a picture of yourself and just lay there. So I did. Still not okay. I'm humoring the situation. So I'm laying there, and everything that I felt with Robin when she was working on me, my gout was in the left foot. So first the shoulder would go, and the leg would go, and my feet would go. Sometimes I almost was falling off the table.
Your body was involuntarily moving.
I don't want to do it on
That's
TV.
okay.
But my body, I'm like, really, my whole body was going.
Wow.
I would laugh. I would cry. I don't know what I was going through. But so everything that I felt with her with me, I felt with the remote, which I had my doubts with. Then my body, I'm laying there, and my head starts going. And then my foot starts going. Then my whole body just went into a wave, which I experienced that once when I did one brain sessions like 30 years ago.
Wow.
And my body, I was just like going. It was kind of like an orgasmic, good, happy flow through my body.
And this is through a remote healing.
The remote
Robin.
healing. I have
Wow.
no idea that she doesn't know what's going on. I don't know why I'm going through it. It was getting so intense. It was so long. And I'm like, I texted her. I said, are you done yet? Because it's like a lot.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But I was high.
Wow. Yeah.
So when I experienced that, now I'm like, okay. Because I hear her talking about it. She always had to leave because she had to go work on somebody doing the remote healing. So we did that, and I just really embraced doing it. Next question.
Yeah. So it started with in-person sessions, and then you did remote sessions.
Did that once, the remote.
You did that was only one time.
One time.
Wow. So that happened the first time.
First time.
Wow. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
What were you thinking as all of that was happening? Were you, because you said you were skeptical in the beginning.
I just got on the phone. I'm like, listen, I got all this. I just told my friends what was going on.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can't try to explain what this is because it's hard to make people understand it. And I think what I went through is because I was going through trauma. And I found out later with the foot and the reactions that I had were because of the depth of the trauma that I was feeling. Because I've talked to other people that kind of explained to me what I was experiencing.
Okay. Okay.
We never labeled it like that's from trauma.
Right.
But
your body was holding on to that trauma.
I guess.
Yeah.
Subconsciously. Like I said, I don't know what was going on until it was explained to me. What happened next? I'm jumping all over the place.
That's okay.
Unless you want to just ask me questions.
No, you're doing great. This is great.
So every week, every time I had the sessions, the body was always moving. And not everybody experiences that. I mean, I'm twitching. I look like I had Parkinson's. Eventually, I got to the point where right now it's happening. I feel an energy field between my hands right now. Wow. And it's always there. Gosh. The tighter I pull, the more intense it gets. So she said to me, the whole purpose of this is to learn to heal yourself. Again, I trust her, so I'm going along with the process. I'm not questioning it. But then I'd be laying in bed by myself, and I'm starting to I go like this. Doesn't happen anymore because I think I cleared a lot. But I would hold my hands here, and my head would start doing this. And then I would go down like this to my feet, and my toe would start going. And then my leg would start going.
Wow. Oh my gosh.
So now I'm saying, well, wow, I'm doing this. And I had her to compare what she was doing, so I knew something was going on.
Yeah.
The thing, the painting. I've never painted in my life, never touched a brush. One day Robin came over, she's showing me her painting, and I'm like, I can do this. So I went on, I went and bought all this paint. I just started painting. And I spent last December, I spent 6 weeks, at least 4 weeks, just in the house, getting in touch with me, which she kind of directed me. I wanted to go away for the holidays. She said, well, you're doing a meditation, you're doing the reconnective thing. Why don't you just be quiet and get in your, because she knows I can't stay still. So I did it, and I just did it, and I got happier and more calm and felt good about myself because I know I have an art side to me, but I never touched it. Moving forward, this is all going through a year and a half. One day, the gout just didn't leave me. Go away, then I have to take pills and come back. She would call me and come down and help me, put her hands on me, but I always had to have the pill in me because it got too severe. But so I can't tell you at that point how much that happened. The thing that I know for sure is one night this hand blew up. Like I couldn't hold the
Like
pen.
it got
Could
swollen.
not hold the pen. And for some reason, she always knows when to call me or text me. And it was 9 o'clock at night, and I said, my hand hurts. And she came down, and I'm like, you know, I'll listen, I'll try, whatever. And she just held her hand here. And do you want me to show you on
Sure.
screen what happened to my body?
Sure.
I'm just sitting there, and all of a sudden, I just passed out.
Wow. Oh my goodness.
I got this rush, this tingling through my whole body. And she's like, are you okay? You're okay. I'm like, just don't talk to me. Don't talk to me. Come on. I just laid there in the chair. So when we were done, an hour went by, and it still hurts. And I didn't take the pills. The first time I didn't take the pills because I was ready to take the pill. She called me. So I said, well, I'll do it after she comes down. Let me do that. This, I only can label it as a miracle because an hour later, it got less. The next day, it was completely gone.
Wow. Oh my gosh.
That's a miracle to me because that never happened.
Yeah.
Now, it doesn't happen all the time. Maybe there's another thing going on in your life. I don't know why it happened, but the swelling went down, and it was like it's like I took medicine. So that what I would say was the biggest thing. I trust what she does, so I trust, what I'm doing. But when that happened, that was like the turning point. Like, this I know really happened.
Yeah.
Again, you can't try to explain it to people.
Right.
Because people just look at you like you're crazy.
Yeah. Well, it's the physical healing, but do you think the physical healing came from emotional healing?
Yeah.
And what emotional healing did you go through?
The emotion, just looking at everything I was going through. I was never this calm. My anger was bad. Now I just learn to handle it. When I get a little out of tune, I paint or I meditate. And one night I meditated. I've tried it several times with Joe Dispenza with that video. And one night I got there and I was upset about something. And I just said, let me just meditate. My body, I'm sitting in the chair for an hour and a half to 2 hours listening to this. I can't sit still for 10 minutes.
That's a long time.
And I'm sitting there. And when I opened my eye, my arms were up here, floating. I felt like I left my body. I saw my third eye, the third eye. I laughed. I cried. Every emotion that I've ever had came full circle. But the intensity of how I felt was amazing. And I was only able to do it one other time. I haven't been able to get back to that place again.
But emotionally, so you said you were angry when you first started.
I'm just
more of an angry person.
Angry person.
Okay.
Where I could be,
I'm a New Yorker. I understand. I'm a New Yorker. I get it. Yeah.
So I could be like this, and you could one thing I'll flip.
But that's prior to working with free and clear connections.
That's just always been my personality.
Yes. But how has that improved since working with free and clear connections?
I think it through. I've learned just to control my emotions and realize when you're saying something to me, I'm just looking, I'm getting upset because I'm seeing myself.
Yeah.
Because we're all connected, and I don't know I'm connected. I don't, but I know what I felt. And, you know, when people get angry at me now, it's what you're just seeing the reflection of what you're feeling yourself.
So you're able to see others as a reflection of yourself, and that has really helped in your evolution of emotions.
And makes me not get out of control. And I've learned to listen.
That's quite a change in a year and a half.
And I've learned, I had to learn how to deal with my son. When my wife died, I'm like, how am I going to deal with my 17-year-old son? And now we became one. He respects me, he looks up to me, and now he's going to work with me, and everything just changed.
Wow. So
and
your
now
personal
there's just
life.
no stopping my business. I just lost the fear. My business just took off.
So you said you lost the fear. Do you feel like you had a lot of fear before? Maybe that you didn't even identify?
Yeah. I mean, even today, if I know I'm flying, today I was telling Robin, my foot hurts after I booked the trip. I was supposed to go away a few times, but I kept getting bad attacks when I'm ready a week before. So subconsciously, you start realizing how things are affecting you that you don't even know affects you. But you don't know why. I don't know why I don't know why I get it. The only thing I can relate to is the anxiety, and subconsciously you're looking back into things that may have happened to you 20 years ago.
Which would be patterns that you've developed.
Which I've looked at. I know why when I travel, when I know I'm going away, I know while I'm away why I'm getting the attacks, which I won't get into all that. But again, I haven't had an attack in 6 weeks. And today, the last 2 days, I'm feeling something in my foot. I don't know if it's because of that. Robin relates to it. There's more you have to look at, So that's. So I'm trying to think what else happened. That was the main thing.
A lot. I mean, you've gone through quite a transformation for sure. So that was the physical change. So you had gout, your hand hurt, you had some other pains that you were experiencing, and a lot of that pain went away once you started working with Robin.
I still get it, but I'm able to, my attitude's different towards it. If you fix your brain, you can fix this. How much of it? I can't say that I never get pain, but I know in the last 6 weeks, I'm not like I used to get. And I stopped taking the pills.
You stopped taking your medication?
I take one thing that I have to take, but I stopped. I haven't had the attack, so I stopped taking the prednisone package.
Wow. So you're off all medication that you were on before, except for that one that's necessary.
Like if I need to take it, I take it because I.
Sure.
But it's not. Like I said, the big change came in the last 6 weeks. I haven't had the attacks.
Wow. That's amazing. That's wonderful.
Yeah.
How, what do you think about in terms of the physical changes, right? So do you think that started when you started changing the emotional side of it? And then it kind of like, were you holding on to fear and you were holding on to those feelings?
Even having relationships, I stayed away from. And Robin said, stop saying you're not going to have it because then you won't, And once I changed my attitude, I met someone.
You met someone. So it did change your personal life as well.
Oh, yeah. And I wouldn't, if I didn't do this, if I didn't get ill more than what I'm telling you, if I didn't go through it being ill, I would not be here now.
Yeah.
I had to go through the pain. I had to get sick to realize you need to change everything.
Wow.
So I just focus on staying healthy.
So because of that and because of your experiences, you now have changes in your personal life. You have changes, you're out of pain.
My son and I, I'm closer. I'm always close to my kids, but it's just different now because it's more of him coming to me for advice. He respects me more, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And he wants to hang with me. And he wants to do things with me. You don't get I'm 70 years old. You don't get a 22-year kid who wants to hang with you with their dad.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
he
that's
does.
awesome. So you have a
You know,
relationship with your
yeah.
son now, and you didn't have that before.
Not like this, like he listens to me, and he helps me.
Yeah,
He gives
yeah,
me, the more people tell me about me, you got to be able to take criticism, because if you can't take criticism, you can't grow. Then you're just stuck.
yeah.
But that's tough taking criticism from a 22-year-old.
Of course. Yeah. What patterns do you think have broken since working with Free and Clear Connections?
Hmm. I'm just calmer and happier. They're not really patterns. I mean, I would say drinking, but I stopped drinking. I started doing this 5 years ago. So I stopped drinking, and I can drink because people think you have an issue. No, I still to today I go out and order a martini, I take a couple sips. That's all I want. I don't like being high. I don't need to be because I'm high. Oh, I'm high.
You're high on life?
Yeah, and I get angry on. You get that angry. There's other things in there, but I could pull myself out of it. Last night when I'm in a mood, I make myself get up and paint, and it brings me back.
So it brought you
Or
back
I
to yourself.
meditate, and it brings me back. I try to meditate, not heavy meditation, but when I sleep, I'll put meditation, stay with it on all night.
Yeah. So it's kind of released a lot of the things that were holding you back, a lot of the barriers that were holding you back that did you not even know
I
that they were?
noticed when I meditate, I can feel my pain more. But then I get rid like I can breathe now and adjust my back. I hear it actually crack. Like I adjust it by breath, which, so yes, I could be moving quicker, faster, and more, but I'm just slow and steady now. I don't do it every week, but I don't feel I need to,
Yeah. Yeah.
you know,
So it's
because I
helped you
still got to
calm.
be in the real reality of my life,
Sure.
which involves, I go out and, I go to the casino, I do other things, which may not be good for me. I don't know. I know, the casino is like a crutch, but I admit all these things. Look, I'm not just sitting here trying to be perfect.
Sure.
Who wants to be perfect? Perfect is pretty boring.
You're the perfect you,
It's good for me.
right? You're the perfect you now. And you feel like you've kind of broken free of a lot of those things that were holding you back.
Nothing, I'm actually younger. I feel younger. I act younger. I have a younger girlfriend, and
It's wonderful.
I don't think I'm 70.
You don't look 70.
You
You don't
I
act
feel,
70.
my son's like that. I don't know anybody. Like, yeah, you act. I'm like, yeah, well, you won't.
That's a good role model for him to have too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What are 3 words that you would use to describe your experience with Free and Clear Connections?
Peace of mind.
Oh.
I got peace. I finally reached peace.
Tell me about it.
I know nothing can stop me anymore. Nothing can hold me back from where I got to go. It feels good. Look, I never get depressed. I get anxiety. When I get that, I sit down and breathe. You have to, the work's never done. You got to remember what you were taught and what you were shown, which she told me. Sometimes I don't want to hear what she has to say. And sometimes I got to back away, but we always, it's temporary. Sometimes you just need to I needed to adjust myself and know that do it and how much I can do it on my own.
Yeah.
You know, but I still, every week, every 2 weeks, we still do a session.
Yeah. Just to make sure that you're still
Yeah,
tip
because
top shape.
it's part of my life.
Yeah. And it will be forever, right?
Yeah, it's just, but you got to just remember what you've were taught
Mm-hmm.
and use it.
Mm-hmm. So you're
And
learning
like,
how
I
to
don't
heal
stick to
yourself.
everything, but who does? I'm not perfect. No one,
Right. But you're learning how to heal yourself, or you have learned.
I've learned how to cope with myself, which you don't go like this in your body. You just get this peace and say everything's okay.
Mm.
You know,
What does that peace feel like?
it's it's a power that nobody can mess with it. Like
Yeah.
I listen to people. People are starting to come to me, and I got to listen to them.
Yeah.
And then I kind of like help them, not help them, I tell them what I'm doing and say, if you do this, if you meditate when you're upset, if you do this, well, I can only do it. I can't sit for 5 minutes. I won't. Neither can I. Even now, sometimes I can. But when you do, you'll get there.
Mm-hmm. So you started
And I think
the same.
everybody's different. Some people may get nothing out of this. You have to be open to change. The biggest thing is you have to want to change the things that you don't like about yourself.
Mm.
And the anger and the temper is a big one for me.
Mm-hmm. And you knew at that point you wanted to make a change.
And saying, and say what's on your mind, but don't be hurtful about it.
Mm-hmm.
Which I'm still guilty. Fall. I went off on Robin. We've had our, I mean, it's just we're buddies,
Mm-hmm. Sure. Sure.
And but I pretty much stay pretty calm.
Yeah. Seems it. Yeah. That peace is something I think everybody wants.
And I'm finding myself telling other people how to handle their life. It's kind of neat. It's kind of nice
That
because
is
I'm
nice.
helping. I feel like I have a little purpose. I'm helping some people
Yeah.
that want to listen.
Did you ever think that you would be this peaceful and be telling people different things to do and guiding them to Robin and guiding them to work with
No.
this transformation? No.
Mm-mm.
No.
I mean, I always, like I said, I did other things, but
Mhm.
not like this where I got the results like this. I mean, like I said, this on my hand, that's unexplainable.
Yeah, definitely.
That's the biggest thing I could tell you that changed that happened to me.
Yeah.
That made me really believe in what this is.
Physical right in front of you. Yeah.
And I'm telling you, I went out. I went somewhere.
Hmm.
Like I really had that out of body feeling. It was incredible.
And it was within you all along.
But it doesn't happen. It's not something that happens. Look, if you work at it, anything you do enough, it gets better.
Sure.
But I did it for a year straight, every week, didn't miss.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know, now that I'm able to do a little bit of my own healing and feel stuff on my own, that's what I'm doing now.
Yeah. Which is priceless. I mean, that's wonderful that you can now heal yourself and
Yeah,
you
and my
you know what
girlfriend,
to
she'll
do.
say to me, like, you just know things. I'm like, I've been through it. I had two choices: either get better or get worse. And I always focused on holistic type healing, one brain sessions, kinesiology testing. Uh, that's for another time. But I tell you some stories where through doing this, you go back. You can go back to being I've actually went back into my mother's womb.
Oh my goodness. Wow.
And at 7 months pregnant, I started crying. And it's similar, not this work, but it's all similar.
Mm-hmm.
You can get there through this too.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you had tried other things, and then this is really what brought it to fruition for you.
It
Yeah.
just brought it, like I was doing it here at this level, and now I'm doing it at this level.
Yeah.
So a person just coming into this may not understand where Robin's all the way up here.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to be willing to be open and catch up to where she's at, because she's very intense and she knows what she's doing.
Yeah.
You know,
and do the work. To your point, you have
gotta
to do the work.
Which when I first started doing it, I wasn't meditating and I'm like, all right, I'll do this, I'll do that. And then the one night I got really upset and I did that hour and a half meditation. That was another big change.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah, you've had a lot of big changes, I would say. What would you tell someone out there that isn't sure whether they should work with free and clear connections or not? Can you talk to the camera and just tell them what you'd like to tell about your experience?
If you want to change and you're willing to change and you're open to criticism and you're open to someone letting you really look at yourself, then if you did this with Robin, you would get that. You know, I don't want to sell it, but if you don't try something, you never know where it's going to lead you to. And it's changed my life.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much,
You're welcome.
George. Yeah. I love that a transformation has happened, and it's just a beautiful thing. It's really beautiful. So thanks.
So good.
Thank you. Well, as you've heard, working with Robin is truly transformational, and we can't wait until you begin your journey into a life that's truly free and clear. So come join us at freeandclearconnections.com.